Hey Simon.
Hey, great
Nice
to meet you,
to find an oasis of calm in the mayhem that's out there.
Namm's great.
I did a walk around this morning, and it was literally, this is what the drum hall's like. You don't want to cover drums, and we don't. That's fortunately. But we do have some big news. Obviously, you guys made an announcement just sort of prior to Namm, the alliance between Native Instruments and Akai and NKS, and so maybe you could outline what that means.
Yeah, there's a few things we started talking about here at Namm. So the first is the launch of the Tools SDK and Leap SDK for Kontakt. These are features we added to Kontakt back in Kontakt 8, which came out in September. And now anyone, anywhere can build Leap expansions for Kontakt and build compositional assistance tools for Kontakt in the same way you would build an instrument for Kontakt. So that's exciting for producers, it's exciting for instrument builders and developers, because that's new ways for them to create new types of product to serve.
So that means they don't have to have sort of the Native Instruments compiled format for those particular formats. Is that how that works? Because I know if you're making a Kontakt instrument, you can obviously make it native, or you can make it standalone, right?
Well, any Kontakt instrument that people make does run inside Kontakt,
Yeah.
but there's the free version and the full version. This is about, in Kontakt 8 we added those kind of the chords tool and a phrases tool,
Yeah.
kind of that you can chain in front of any Kontakt instrument.
Right, gotcha.
And what this is about is like anybody who builds Kontakt instruments can now also build compositional assistance tools.
Right. Okay,
And that's what makes Kontakt so special. Like, it's not just that NI builds content for Kontakt, but there are entire companies which exist to build instruments and sample libraries for Kontakt, and now they'll be able to build tools as well. Again, what's exciting about that is like it's allowing other people to innovate and create in ways that NI wouldn't necessarily do on our own. We've got a big roadmap of tools coming, but allowing other people to build new content for Kontakt is super exciting.
Well, the library is the thing that makes that really kind of makes it stand out as well, and they are generally they're really kind of production ready. There's the high standard. So how's it working with Akai then? What's the integration?
Yeah, so one of the other things that our customers have been asking about for a while is, we love NI's sounds, but I use an MPC. How can I get NI's sounds on my MPC? And it's something people have been asking about for a while. In fact, there's been kind of ways to convert NI content for Akai. And we just started working with the folks at Akai. And we're like, why don't we just make this easy for everyone? And the partnership with the folks at Akai has just been phenomenal. Like, NI and Akai start from exactly the same place, which is, okay, how do we give creators more tools? How do we remove friction? And so that's what we've done. We're launching 5 Play Series instruments and 5 expansions. They run on the MPC. They look great. They sound great. And probably the highlight of my Namm this week was waking up the day after the announcements and going on YouTube and seeing all the videos that people have put out there of just 20 minutes, 30 minutes, no talking, just playing with the sounds.
Well, that's great. And
It's
I
great.
suppose for you guys, I guess it integrates into their selling platform, because you can buy stuff almost sort of directly from the screen of MPC instruments, right?
With the NI content, you buy that on nativeinstruments.com.
Right.
You get a serial number, you type the serial number into the MPC, and then you're done. It's super easy to get going, super easy setup.
Okay, so in practice, I mean, this is, I guess, it feels like a sort of toe dip. So, I mean, because you've got so much content, what stuff are you putting across first? Is it Native Instruments native content rather than third party? Are you going to open it up to other creators as well?
I think like our focus coming out into Namm was like the things we've launched at Namm, the 5 Play Series and 5 expansions. We wanted to start there to see how the community reacted, and until you launch these partnerships, until the products are out there, you don't know how people react. We're completely floored by the reaction. Like, it's been super positive, and we're already now, getting requests for, okay, can I have this? Can I have that? And both us at NI and Akai, we start by listening to the customer, and so we now have a pretty long list of things that people are asking for, and we'll do our best to work down that.
So if
that
I'm a
list.
content creator, am I thinking, hey, this is going to be great for me because I release Kontakt instruments, whether they're compiled for standalone, for the free player, or whether they go in the full version? Is there a production path for me to bring my instruments through this way?
Not yet, because I mean we're just starting out here. What we did do that when things like Analog Dreams and Cloud Supply, those things, they're not. We rebuilt those instruments for the Akai platform.
Right.
Like we took the original samples and we rebuilt them for the Akai platform. So it's different DSP, but our sound designers have tried to make it sound as close as possible. So there is a bit of work. It's not easy and super quick to take these content that run on the desktop, because look, this is the desktop environment, which most of the NI instruments were designed for. Large hard drives, lots of CPU, you can go crazy, right? Whereas when you're talking about a standalone device,
technical limitations.
There's a few more limitations, yeah. So that's why we work closely with the Akai folks to bring this content to their platform. Again, they've just been great to work with, and we're super jazzed by how they look, how they sound, and how the community's reacted.
Excellent. I suppose, I mean, you could from the outside think, well, Akai have got a whole bunch of sounds as well. Can it go the other way? Would be another question. Or, that would make sense, I suppose. There probably are some classic Akai, I know from back in the day, but yeah.
Maybe. What makes partnerships strong is kind of companies working to their complementary strengths. And our focus, again, coming into Namm was about the NKS integration, which we can talk about in a minute, and getting some of NI's content running on the MPC. And again, do that first, see how people react, and it starts to generate, okay, but what if, and could we, all these kinds of conversations.
Yeah. So you get
and so now we can start to have those. Now we can start to have those conversations.
So you mentioned NKS integration, so perhaps we can move on to that. What's happening with that?
So that's the other big thing we've announced here at Namm, and again, actually, it's in the same theme of partnership. So NKS is this standard that more than 2,000 products from 250 brands are integrated with. It's a super seamless experience for navigating presets and plugins, instruments and effects, and bridging that gap between software and hardware.
Yeah.
But until today, earlier this week, the only hardware that could work with NKS was Native Instruments' own hardware. And a lot of our customers are using our products with other people's hardware.
One of my first shoots actually was with Nectar and the LX49 Plus, which they were talking about the NKS integration there.
Right. So again, our customers have been asking, hey, can't I get NKS, that NKS experience on my existing keyboard? And that's what we've done. So we've partnered with Akai, again, M Audio, Nectar, Novation, and Korg to bring NKS integration to their hardware. And it starts with a relatively simple integration that will launch in the next couple of weeks that works with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of existing devices. This isn't like you have to wait for a new device to ship. This will work with any supported device as soon as the software is out there.
So is that, there's sort of presumably some sort of translation layer in there somewhere?
Yeah, that first integration is basically based on MIDI, but that's why it's available to all these existing devices. What we've done is basically map all of the MIDI CC parameters of all of these different devices to the 8 knobs and 6 buttons that is the NKS navigation paradigm. But that's just the start. We've got other software launching later this year that provides an even deeper level of integration, including writing parameter values and parameter names back to the device.
I guess that's sort of almost at the nub of the new MIDI 2.0 QI protocol. Has that been an enabler, or is this just a different standard?
So we're fully supportive of MIDI 2. We've got people from NI working on the MIDI 2 working group and building that standardization process. So NKS sits kind of on top of MIDI and on top of MIDI 2. And so as MIDI 2 gets standardized and implemented, we'll implement it too. NKS though is available today. You know,
Yes,
it's,
of course.
It's 2,000 products, 250 brands, plus all of NI's catalog today. And so what's exciting is that if you own one of these supported devices from Nectar, M Audio, and Novation and so on, you're going to get an upgrade, right? You're going to upgrade in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And if you own one of those supported devices, we're actually going to give every owner of a supported device complete 15 Select for free.
Nice mailing list.
Well, it's all about giving people ways to experience this NKS ecosystem. We can talk about it all we like,
Yeah.
right? You can put out press releases and YouTube videos, but what matters is feeling it, using it, and having it improve your creative workflow.
Yeah, and I guess having a much larger user base, of a potential user base, will get feedback and incremental tweaks, and things will get refined and get better due to just more people using it.
Yeah,
as well,
and
so.
it's good for our hardware partners because their devices are about to get an upgrade. It's good for our NKS instrument and effect developers because the number of people who are going to feel the NKS, the value of NKS, is going to go up. And ultimately, it's good for the creator. Ultimately, everybody at this show, everyone in the industry, is about giving tools to creators to allow them to do new things and removing barriers to entry. And like, I think that's why it's been such a good show for us, because people like to see companies working together.
Yeah, well, I mean,
nobody is using only products from one company.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And so they want things to work together, and they like to see companies collaborating, not competing. And that's what we did this week.
So thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Nick.